If you have ever gone out into the sunshine after days of rain and cloudy skies and said, "Ah, the sun," then you can totally resonate with why having the right light makes all the difference for your transplants. And there are lots of different kinds of lights. And to be honest, there's a lot of snake oil in the world. And I never thought that I would be comfortable actually saying this is the light that you should get until I met Vic. And Vic is one of the original innovators of LED technology. And so he's been working for a couple decades in this space, and his lights are amazing. They are made in the USA, in Illinois, in fact. And they're so wonderful. And they're LEDs, so they're very low pull, but I'm so impressed. We've experimented with a lot of different grow lights over the years, and hundreds of people every year in the spring email me these sad pictures of transplants that are so pale and they're just leaning and spiraling and trying to find the light, and they're like, I don't know what's going on. I have this light that's 6 inches over them, and they're fluorescents or any number of things that are not lights to plants. So here's another little facet. Lights from the sun, plants are like, yes, that's what we want. These lights in my kitchen right now above us, whoa, not the same wavelengths. And the wavelengths that plants need to photosynthesize are the red and the blue wavelengths, fascinatingly. And quick little check-in, if you quick Google search the color wheel, you'll see that green is in fact the wavelength between red and blue. And it's because plants photosynthesize the red and the blue wavelengths and not the green. That is why they reflect the green, and that is why plants are green to our eyes. So amazing fast facts. That blew my mind, and every time I remember it, it continues to blow my mind. So if you take a look at our light, which is not on in this precise moment, but this light it's a full spectrum LED light, but it focuses on those blue and red wavelengths. And Vic, in fact, grows tomatoes, peppers, all kinds of things over the winter in his home in Illinois with these lights, and tons of other things too. And to be honest, I mostly just grow microgreens under them. We grow 4 trays of microgreens under one light. And here's another little fascinating tidbit. So these lights, when you're growing plants under them, you want them to be 6 inches above the leaves. That is the ideal. I've grown lettuce closer, with the light closer, and the lettuce is like prostrate down on the ground. It's like doesn't even want to move up. So it's this funny little rosette of romaine looking up at the light. But if for microgreens, I grow 4 trays, and instead of having the lights 6 inches above the tray, I have them 20 inches above the tray, which dilutes the light. For sure, it's less powerful, and the microgreens actually get a little leggy. But here's the thing, they're microgreens, and I kind of want them to get leggy because that actually means they're going to be that much more delicious and there'll be that much more volume of them. So yeah, there's lots of ways to leverage and play with your with your lights, friends. And I do want to say these stands we don't have to share with you. This was something that we just happened to find happenstantially. But what comes with our lights, certainly the 17-inch LED light and these very fancy things called shoestrings and little draws, so you can very easily raise and lower them. And it also comes with, of course, the power cord and a timer as well. And on the timing front, 16 to 18 hours of light is ideal for transplants. I tend to go for 18 when they're just starting and 16 as they get larger. And that's because plants actually need to sleep. Plants in the darkness and when they're sleeping, they have a little different, their stomatas open up on those pores on the underside of their leaves so that they can kind of release and eliminate a lot of the byproducts of photosynthesis that they've been generating and accumulating all day long. So the microgreens, it's true, I keep the light on all the time because I kind of just want them to grow, and it's not like they're gonna get to any stage of maturity and as a plant. So I'm just like, go, go, go. I feel a little bit bad for them, to be honest with you, but not bad enough at this point to not do it. So, so don't bother with the timer for microgreens, but if you're growing transplants, you want to have that light on 16 to 18 hours each day, and the timer makes it so easy. Another facet to keep in mind, I don't put these lights on over plants on the transplants until they emerge. And so in the case of something like broccoli, it emerges really quickly. I don't hesitate to put it on basically right away, because that first emerging sprout, I want it right then and there to know that there's light. Because if there isn't light, it's going to be stressed, it's going to be straining, it's not going to turn green and create its own food. It's really stressful for plants to start a sprout without there being any light to turn it green and start generating their own sugars. So you don't want to mess around. Have the light on before there's emergence, but so some things like broccoli emerge really quickly, even if it's on a heat mat, but especially if they're on a heat mat. Other things like this ginger, even if it's really nice organic seed stock ginger from us, for example, or from all of a sudden, even if it's on a heat mat, it might take 2 to 4 weeks to sprout, sometimes longer. So I don't honestly, we don't put the lights on until I start to see one emerging. And, oh, but wait, there's one over here. So this is an example of a little ginger plant that just started to sprout. I saw that earlier, and she was just peeking up. So at that point, when that sprout came up, that's when I put the lights on the ginger. But as a general rule, you want to be sure that those lights are on as soon as, just before any emergence. So the moment they emerge, they're photosynthesizing. So there you have it, friends. I love this light, and I never would have expected to say that. And I'm really grateful that we have a great big beautiful greenhouse, but in the meantime, this light surrounds us with so much abundance. We are growing microgreens with it from November till March, when we're starting our seeds, when we're starting our ginger, and at that point we're growing amazing transplants under them for the next 2-3 months. And I'm delighted to share what we love, and I can't wait to share more. If you have any questions, don't be shy, and don't skimp in the light department as I did for too many years. If there's anything that I can say, don't make my mistakes, except we all must, right? Because that's what we do. But if I can possibly save you any heartache, you're welcome.